What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And, you know, I normally do my weekly gaming news show, but there's really nothing going on in gaming news right now. It's kind of a dead season. So I figured I would take this week to talk to you about some games I played in 2017 that you probably didn't. And if you get an opportunity to pick them up, you probably should. Now, before we get started here, I want to give a shout out to my sponsor for this video, and it's the folks over there at Glasses USA. Now, the glasses I'm currently wearing, as well as every pair of glasses you've seen me wear for the last year and a half, come from Glasses USA, and that's because I pretty much will buy glasses from no one else. Whenever you go to the eye doctor, they are going to try to upsell you their handful of small selection of glasses, and they're going to charge you through the roof for them. But by going directly to Glasses USA, cutting out the middleman, you can save a bunch of money. In fact, a pair of glasses like these can end up running you about $48 with the frames and the lenses. So if you're looking for a brand new pair of glasses and you want to start shopping from 2,500 different pairs of frames, all you got to do is click on the link in the description box below. You'll be supporting me in the process. And hey, as a special way of saying thank you, they're offering a special deal if you use that link. Best part about their sponsorship here is that I know it's a risk-free proposition. If you use that link in the description box below, they'll give you 24/7 customer support. And if you don't like your glasses for any reason, you return them within 14 days, you'll get 100% of your money back. So give them a try. First game on the list is going to be Enter the Gungeon. I think this is available on PlayStation, maybe Xbox, certainly PC, and now on the Switch. I bought it again just on the Switch, just to play it whenever I'm not feeling like playing Binding of Isaac in bed. And this game is very similar to Binding of Isaac in that it's a roguelite or a roguelike. It's different every time you play it. You're going to get different weapons and fight different bosses and fight different monsters and stuff along that lines. The in-between parts are just kind of okay. But the boss fights are absolutely amazing and incredible, and this is a fairly inexpensive game, so I do think it's worth picking up if you like Binding of Isaac or roguelikes. Next on the list is a game called Snake Pass, and this game has kind of like a weird rareware feel to it. It definitely looks like a rare game. Kind of plays like one too, except it also kind of replays like games like Surgeon Simulator or I Am Toast, in that the controls are very confusing and frustrating at points, but that's kind of the point of the game, is trying to get good and trying to control the physics of this game. It's available on the Switch, and that's where I played it, and I have to say, at 20 bucks, I don't know if it's worth the full 20. If you ever pick it up on sale, though, it's a lot of fun. The game is beautiful. It looks good. It controls well, even though the controls are very, very frustrating. But when you do get the controls right and you do get it down, it can feel very, very rewarding. And if you're looking for a collectathon to try to get into little crevices and cracks as a snake and pick up all the gems and jewels, then this is a fairly decent game. Speaking of Nintendo Switch, now here's a Switch exclusive that was available at launch. And this is a game I don't think a lot of people have heard about. It's called Sniffer Clips, and it is a puzzle kind of game. It's best played if you have a player 2 in your life, and it is very casual friendly. You can use your Switch controllers to play it, one off of each side. And it is fairly short on content. You know, there's not a lot there for your $20 investment, but what is there is really fun. And sometimes it's frustrating, and sometimes it's irritating, and sometimes it's confusing, but that's a lot of the fun. And it's just adorable. I mean, it's straight up adorable. So that's probably the reason I recommend it. The gameplay is good, but just the cuteness factor, the kawaii factor is absurd, and it's a lot of fun. Then there's Little Nightmares, and if you like games like Limbo or Inside, I think this game is very much along those lines. I did not fully complete this game, so I kind of feel weird about putting it on the list, but what I did play is really freaky and really weird. You're kind of doing that whole puzzle platformer thing, exploring a world, avoiding creepy and weird looking stuff. And when I say weird, I mean sometimes there's scenes in this game that make Inside look normal. So it is definitely trippy, it is definitely weird, it is definitely creepy, and it's a little bit scary, and it's a lot of fun to play. And I do think it's pretty decent if you can pick it up on sale. Speaking of Nintendo Switch, here's another one. This is Golf Story. And if you like the old school NES golf games, you know, with the little sliding scale, or if you like RPGs, this is a game that I think you'll really enjoy, because it is an RPG that combines those elements, but then it takes those elements and turns them on their head and makes changes. The way that you interact with courses, the way that you interact with the animals, the way you interact with other stuff is fairly interesting and fairly wild, and I have to say this game is fairly innovative. I don't think enough people have played it. I think if you buy this at full price, which I think is 20 bucks, it's probably worth it. Even though it does start to peter out towards the end, it's still a damn good game. Next up is Eternal, and this game is on iOS. I think it's on Android. It is definitely on PC, on Steam, and it is a card game. And I know you're going to say, Hearthstone clone, and this is definitely not a Hearthstone clone. This is more of a Magic the Gathering inspired game. Not close enough to be a clone because there's some major rules changes. But if you ever wanted to play Magic the Gathering and you're waiting on Magic the Gathering Arena to come out, then this is a fairly decent game. This game would have been on my top 10 list this year if it wasn't in early access. It's still in early access, but it is absurdly good for early access. There's only a handful of expansions so far, and they are stupidly generous when it comes to giving you gold, when it comes to giving you stuff that you need to play the game. It's super easy to get the cards that you want. Their legendary system is a little frustrating because some of their legendary cards are very, very valuable, but it is definitely difficult to create or get a hold of those legendary cards. So you will want legendary cards to create certain archetypes. And you'll want to save up for those legendary cards. The idea of getting every card of this game, to me, seems absurd, but you generally wouldn't even want all of them. You just want to be able to field deck archetypes. I ended up buying the Founders Pack for like $75 for this game because I found it was my most played game of last year, and I can't even find a reason to spend all of the gems that they gave me because I continue to get free gold by playing every day and doing my quests, and it just... I feel like they've monetized this game too poorly. They give away too much free stuff. Really, really they do. And so if you're interested in a CCG that's easy to keep up with, that's fun to play, that has different leagues for every skill level, has different modes for you to play every day, and gives you a ton of free stuff, I think this is probably one of my most highly recommended games of the year. And I wish it was not in early access for 2017 because I would have made... It would have made my top 10 list. It might make my next year's top 10 list if I continue to play it throughout the year, and I'm about 100% sure I will. I also played through Steamworld Dig 2 on the Switch, but I believe it's also available on PC and other platforms as well. If you played the first Steamworld Dig, this is kind of a no-brainer for you in that this is just bigger with more stuff to do and more items and more stuff to explore. For those of you who have never played Steamworld Dig, I think you can jump right into this game and really enjoy the experience. And it's kind of like an exploratory puzzle kind of thing where you're digging through the dirt, collecting resources, selling back those resources to get upgrades, to access new areas. So in that respect, it's kind of a Metroidvania game. And this game does add more combat elements than the previous game. So I guess it kind of fits that description. But not really. It's kind of its own unique game with its own unique world and its own unique style. And I feel if you haven't played either SteamWorld Dig 1 or 2, picking this game up, even at full price, is fairly decent. If you pick it up on a sale, I think it's a no-brainer. I think this is definitely a winner of 2017. I don't remember. Did I put this on my 2017 top 10 games list? Because if I didn't, I probably should have. And then, yes, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice is here too, because I feel not enough people played this game. Not enough people put it in their top 10 list. Not enough people talked about this game. And that's really saying something because it won a lot of awards this year. The game is very, very unique. And again, I think you can get the same experience by watching this game as you can get by playing it because the combat is not fantastic. It's going to look a lot better on your 4K television, but if you're watching it in 4K, someone's gameplay capture, it's going to look fantastic anyway. But this game is very unique. They do stuff in it that no game has ever done before. And I feel like if you're unaware of this game, you should play it at some point. And I will tell you that it has puzzle elements and it has some combat elements. But more than anything, it's kind of a story game. I don't want to tell you anything more than that. I think going into this game completely fresh and unknown is going to make the experience all the better for you. So at least watch somebody you love play this game. When you're done with this video, go watch somebody play it. I think you'll be really glad you did. And then finally, I wanted to end with this game, which was also on Francis's worst games of the year list. I don't know that it deserves to be there, though. I do think this game is fun, and I think that if you can pick it up on a very cheap price, and I'm talking $15 or $10, you probably should pick it up and play through it if you're a fan of those old school collectathon games. Now, Mario Odyssey did it a million times better. Absolutely. That's what I want for a modern-day collectathon or a retro collectathon. But if you have a lot of nostalgia when it comes to Banjo-Kazooie, I do think it's okay to pick up this game on sale. A lot of people didn't play it because of the hate that I gave it, that Francis gave it, that other people gave it. I do think it's worth a playthrough. They did a lot of things wrong. Most of the stuff they did was wrong. But they did a few things right, and the game is worth playing for the things they got right. And that's going to do it. That's 9 games that you probably didn't play that you probably should, or at least at the very least watch somebody else play them. I hope that I didn't miss too many games. If I did miss a game that you think I should have played, let me know in the description box below, because now that we're in this January, February lull, and the next big game to come out that I'm excited about is like Far Cry 5, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting, and I'm playing through my backlog of games that I've missed. So let me know in the comments section below if I missed a game. Let me know if you think a game should have been here that wasn't, or shouldn't have been here that was. And while you're down there, don't forget that link in the description box. Big thanks to the guys over there at Glasses USA for not just supplying my glasses, but also sponsoring the channel as well. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.